Welcome back. Education at all levels is undergoing an enormous transformation in East Christchurch. With these changes come great challenges, but also enormous opportunities. To explore this further, I spoke with 4 key figures working through these changes with 4 different schools. Here's their fascinating story.
You can see in the background here we're building a brand new school, so we were merged, Windsor and Burwood were merged at the beginning of 2014, creating Waitakin School. We're still operating on 2 campuses, one on the ex-Burwood campus, which we call our River campus. We've got 200 children here on the Wetlands campus. It's a school built for 650 children, 6 large learning studios which will hold about 100 to 110 children, 4 to 6 teachers, so they're collaborative learning spaces. The space designed for children for 2015 rather than 1915, and it's a space where children get to make some choice about where they learn, who they learn with, so they're taking far more responsibility for their learning. Teachers coaching children, conferencing with children, helping the children get the best possible outcomes. They've got large breakout areas, small breakout areas, so they're a space that really enables learning the way we want it to happen, a chance to reconceptualise what teaching and learning can be. So it's an incredible opportunity. So out of the mess of an earthquake, we get this stunning opportunity in a purpose-built space. Both schools, which were very successful and community-based schools, they had their community ripped away from them, and they were forced to come together and be one. So the biggest challenge first was helping the community understand that that's what we were doing. We had no choice about it, so we needed to make it good for the children, and then getting the staff from those two schools to work together to become one school.
3 schools were closed at the end of last year, North New Brighton, Central New Brighton and Freeville schools, and so Rawhiti School opened on the 27th of January. So you can see that's quite a big change for education in Brighton. We talk about counting down to our new buildings next year. We have the phrase we use about 3, 2, 1 Rawhiti, because our job is to take 3 communities to operate across 2 sites as we build 1 school. The most exciting thing is about going home. We operate at the moment on what we call the QE2 base and the beach base, and our children talk about going to home base, and I think that just sums it all up really. What's being designed is a school that won't look like the 3 schools that it replaces. So we're talking about large spaces with capacity for children to work collaboratively. Within those large spaces, breakout spaces, kitchen spaces, technology spaces, toilet spaces. So children have got everything they need in their own environment. It consists of 6 learning studios and a full-sized gym, hall that we'll use, and an amazing open plan reception and library area that's modelled on a lot of the new community library facilities. So the philosophy is that people will be able to see learning happening from the minute they walk onto our site.
We've got 3 primary schools and 1 high school that are going to close, and a new school is going to be built on the Aranui high school site, which is going to cater for 1 to 13, so a bit like your area schools. What we've got is a village design, which essentially separates junior and senior, so your junior college and a senior college, but 1 school. What we think and we're excited about that is if you come in at year 1, you will have a seamless sort of transition through to year 13 if that's what you decide to do. So really want there to be the idea of adult learning happening and community education. So our school will be open till 9 o'clock at night, and there'll be opportunities for adults to come in. We've got a wonderful set of resources as well coming with the school. So we've obviously got pods and classrooms with that innovative learning space style. We've also got a performing arts centre, 700-seater performing arts centre, where we really hope to see lots of multicultural performances and also some fantastic sports facilities as well. Some of the feedback from the community was that they wanted to make sure that there was opportunities for students to engage across those age groups, which is very similar to some of the vertical structures that schools have already. They also know that sort of senior students like their own space, and little learners like to run around with their scooters and play as well. So we've got those separate spaces as well that we can manage.
Yeah, we're in an exciting period of time. Essentially, we're going to be relocated and co-located in what was the QE2 site. Now that means that into that site will be Avonside Girls and ourselves as separate schools but working cooperatively. And we're also likely to have from the council quite a major investment in a recreational centre. So the prospects of perhaps $150 million worth of spending in that area all good for the community. And in terms of the co-location idea, we've got quite a strong background in our relationship that we used to have with Marion College. We had shared timetables, and we were able to work with both schools for the betterment of education of both boys and girls. The boards and the staff of the two schools, certainly Sir Hume and myself, are working very closely together to make sure that when we shift to the new site, we can take the strengths of both schools, because they will remain as separate schools. We're not joining, it's not a co-educational school that's being developed. We'll take the strengths of both schools and work together.
I think generally speaking, from across the schools, they're passionate about community involvement, parent involvement, and excellent people on the boards as well.
There's an old saying that it takes a whole village to educate a child. I think the opportunity to get that and put it into practice is here and here now. We leave behind the 19th century system whereby everything's siloed and you get children in an assembly line.
There has been a lot of talk about technology driving what we're doing, but technology doesn't. It's quality teaching and learning that does.
Trends and fads come and go. So new environment, fantastic, but the relationship between teacher and students, that's the most important thing.
It's not just about the children having a relationship with one teacher at their school. It's about being connected to a lot of teachers at the school.
Let me be really provocative. The thing that we've got wrong, badly wrong, is we've got a network of schools that is founded on competition. Now let me be precise. Nothing wrong with competition in the sporting paddock, long may that continue. But schools must not compete with each other for students. You've got an opportunity to actually work in partnership where schools support each other. Now we've started that with this consortium of schools that are working together, both horizontally and vertically, in the east. I think we're leading the way.
It's fair to say that the east, can cop a bit of a bad rap from other parts of the city, and I guess our challenge is to change the perception about what's coming out of the east, and we start that by putting really good things into the east.
I agree with Liz. I mean, this is a huge opportunity for the east, and to have so much of our education sector rebuilt and reconceptualised is going to be quite phenomenal. So just a wonderful opportunity.
Well, that concludes our look at community connections from the city to the sea. We would love to know what you think about some of the proposals discussed here, so please register on the EvoSpace website and click on episode 6 to give us your feedback. Next episode is the last in this series. It will attempt to bring all the pieces of this jigsaw together to create the big picture and explore the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead. Remember, you can always watch this episode online at any time by going to the CTV or Rebuild Christchurch websites, and you can share these links with your friends. So until next week, thank you for watching. This is Dion Swiggs for Eyes East.